Welcome to Sisters, how to paint a carrot. Okay, so we're gonna paint this carrot. This carrot is bigger than your carrot in the kids kits, but I didn't want to waste a kids kit. So instead we used an extra that we had, a big extra that we had. So the first thing, and I have all the same supplies that you do. So I have a wood shape, except for a plate. You're gonna need a plate of some sort from your house. A sponge brush, a round brush, and then my paints are in big bottles, but all the same. And you might want to grab a ruler because I'm going to show you how to stripe too. So the first thing you're just going to do is just base coat your shape. So you want to base coat the sides and the top. And the top will probably take at least 2 coats of paint, and the sides will take 1. So you just want smooth coats of paint instead of big globby coats of paint. And I could have based these before we started, except that I wanted you to see that it doesn't take like a ton of paint. And this one's gonna take more because it's bigger. So just like that, and then you're gonna hold it from here, or I usually hold it from here. You don't have to, but I do. And you're just gonna paint that side edge. The main reason to seal the side edge is because we use MDF, and we want it to be sealed up really good, away from the weather. So if you were to put it outside, it wouldn't absorb water. So MDF will absorb water where plywood tends to wither. But as long as you have that side sealed up, it won't absorb any water. You can change your colors of paint too. So if you wanted to go bi-colors, or if you didn't like this orange and you wanted it to be lighter, you could put white in it and it would lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to do that with the stripe once we get to it here in a minute. And then you're just going to do another coat of paint on the top. That'll give, if it's light enough, that will give that top enough time to dry. Okay, just like that. So you're going to do the same thing with the top, except you're going to use green instead of orange. I'm going to use a bright green because I think it's fun, but you can use whatever color green you want. You can rinse this brush out, or if you have some at your house, you could get some more. I'm going to do it. Same thing, you're just going to paint it. The same thing, you're going to want to paint the sides and then the top again. And then you're going to, if you want for it to dry faster, you can blow dry, or you can just wait for it to dry. I base coated the bottom of the carrot orange and the top of the carrot green. And this one I'm going to switch it. I'm going to do stripes down here and dots up here. But we have one that we did that has polka dots at the bottom. So if you want to do polka dots at the bottom and then the top's just plain, you could do that too. I'll get a better picture of that in a second. So you're just going to take your ruler and make however wide you want your stripes to be, and I'll probably use a pencil. It'll probably be the easiest. And I'm just going to go on each side of my ruler and give it some skinny stripes. So I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? So it just has, I just gave it some stripes. And then I put some white paint in my orange. And I'm going to mix that together. And I just want it to be a different shade of orange so you can tell where your stripes are. And I'm just going to run that brush right along that line right there. Doesn't have to be super perfect because we're going to come back with some details. If you want them to be real perfect and you had some painter's tape out in the garage, that's what we use when you come to our studio. So, about like that. And then I'm going to put some white in my green, and I'm going to polka dot the top instead of just little dashes and stuff. So the main thing to remember when you're using a polka dot sponge is to remember that it's a sponge and it absorbs the paint. So, try to twist it into your paint instead of push it. So I'm going to use this small side. I know your sponges are probably a little bit different than this one, but I grabbed this one out of the bucket. So you're just going to stick it on here. You're going to twist and pull up. And you can do as many as you want. If you have bubbles that come up in this polka dot, it means you have too much paint in your sponge. And you need to get a paper towel or something and take part of the paint out of it. It just has too much paint in it. Okay. Alright, so now you're going to use your black and white. And I'm going to put some on here. And you're going to want your other brush. You're going to want that to dry a little bit. Probably a little bit more than I'm going to let it dry. But if you have a blow dryer at your house, you could totally use a blow dryer. And you're just going to put some detail lines around the edge for you. And then I like to use a little bit of black and a little bit of white. Let's see it. My carrot is so big. And another thing that I like to do is to use the back of your paintbrush and just give your circles some little highlights. So we're just going to put 3 little dots in there. And then you're going to want that to dry really good. And then if you wanted to write something in there like hippity hoppity or something, you could totally do that. Once that dries, you're going to adhere your bow. You can put it, there. Is usually where I put it on the carrot. And then you should have holes drilled in the top, and you just run that rope through there and hang it up. And that's how it is. That's what it's going to look like. This one is the striped one. That's what it would look like. And then if you would rather have the polka dot one, you would just flip those and you would do the polka dot at the bottom. It would look like that.